gone. Until tomorrow, the Constitution of Nigeria says they are not to give you account of that money. The northern governors, the place that is the headquarters of the terrorists in Africa as we speak, a lot of them have become stupendously rich in the face of the terrorism there. Why? It is easy money that they don't have to account for. So you have a presidiot that makes that much every month. And it's coming from where? It is all coming from the scarce money. So when they have these overhead expenditures, then when they look at their income, they now realize that our people they have become poorer. Not many people are working anymore. Now we are not getting more taxes. Businesses are not paying taxes. What happened? They say some of them are folded up and they have packed and they have left. So is that why the money is low? That's why the money is low. Okay. Let's tax the ones that are still here now. We cannot, this money cannot pay for my medical trip alone. We need to increase it. So then they go out and make policy and say, we are increasing your taxes because we need more money to fix Nigeria. But when the money comes, even when they borrow money and say they are using the loan, they want to use the loan to develop Nigeria. Okay. So the moment the money comes, it goes straight into feeding their greed. So your protest can change that a lot. You can make them, when they get so poor, because right now they are in panic mode. So if you go online, if you see the PM News, which is owned or controlled by Onofunuga, Bekunde Onofunuga, right? And then the Nation newspaper. Another one that Sam Omaseye, I think so, is in charge. Both owned by Tifnumbu. They are hunting for those who are saying no to protest, no to protest. But if you go to some of, then I think a leadership newspaper too. Or if you go to other platforms where you will be seeing the others like Sahara, Premium Times and few others. They are there hunting on those who are saying yes to protest. So when you know what you want, and then you take over the government houses, the state house of assemblies, and if you can't go to your state capital, you stay right there in your domain, you have something to actually be angry about and go and face whoever is your own local government chairman. That one shouldn't be difficult. The reason for all of that is because you will make them uncomfortable. They don't like it. They don't. That's why they are preaching this, violence that, threat this, and threat that. They do not want to be inconvenienced. It is not because they love Nigeria or something. No. All these things they are pushing is because once you start inconveniencing them, right, they will be forced to either crush you or heed your bid. I mean, heed to your demands. And this is going to be something that when they manage to cut off, now you know what they can now do. Some of the money they are still planning to borrow, to spend on what they budgeted. Some of the money they haven't collected them. Are you listening? Some of them have been collected and they have shared the money. But they are waiting for more that will be used in buying things, on expending on things. Like then they will tell you that they will give you rice or promise you that they will give you money. You won't get any money. But you see, if you disrupt them, number one, those people who are giving them money, they will first hold back. And they will tell you that what you're about to do will make Nigeria lose money. Nigeria is not making any money. You all are losing money. Including those of you who think you are making money. You make money, right? Now you are packing the bulk of it, okay? So go and buy what you need. The value of the money you think you are making has been so shrunk, right? That it has no real value. So now, what your protest can do is that you do not need anybody to come back and join you in any protest. You see, those who are mostly telling you, it's true, those who are mostly telling you what or talking more about this protest or something are mostly, not mostly, Shabo, partly are those who are living abroad. But there's something you should know. The criminals in Nigeria, there's something they didn't tell you, or you probably chooses not to know. You do not need us before you can go out there and demand that you cannot be paying that amount of money for electricity. You cannot be paying such amount of money to buy your petrol, so that you cannot be paying such amount of money for food. It is time for them to man up and terrorism. Because when terrorism ends, you can possibly grow your own food without you waiting for them to hand you food as they are promising you that you shouldn't worry. They are doing everything to come and give you food. You get that now? So you have a chance. Because you know something, all of us living abroad as well, the things they have brought upon you or you've brought upon yourself in that contraption has not spared us as well. We have not been spared. And for everyone who want to be honest with themselves, so the people planning to burn down Nigeria, if you come out to protest, is Steve Numbu and his guys. Not you. Because what they are saying is that what you are demanding for them to sack themselves, sack this, sack that, and use the money on you, it's impossible. Just Kuku say, oh yeah, take this poison and drink them. That's what you are offering them. So they are telling you they cannot be uncomfortable because you want to be comfortable. If you are uncomfortable right now, just know that it's just a sacrifice. It's a phase. You'll be fine. That's the explanation. Now, a lot of us abroad, have now developed different health problems simply because of the demands that the frustration they've brought upon you have also been passed across to so many of us. But who exactly is feeling the brunt? You. So when you go out to ask them to do this, you have to mean it. You cannot go a day and then go back inside and then you are waiting. You'll be forced, they will force themselves, you will force them rather to make different promises again. No, this is not about promises. There are some pronouncements that automatically can change things. This money they are expecting, the one they are printing, they will share the money. And then they will go and buy you, or they will go and supply you, powdered rice, expired food. They will make videos of them. They will say they are sharing food now. At least they are sharing money now. That's enough. If you are not getting any of that, that's your own problem. But don't go out there and begin to. Do you understand? But meanwhile, it is not about the food. It is the fact that there are some pronouncements that could be made. They will make some pronouncement that can automatically change it. You see all this money they are expecting to share and buy more houses abroad, buy themselves this and buy themselves that, while they tell you to wait, right? They can still use that money for you. Now, that things may probably take more years with consistency to change, Abby. But if you have a chance of first taking away the power that makes them do all of this, ask for an end to that fraudulent constitution. Then the next one, all of these frivolous, bogus offices created that needed to be fed, that needed to be funded with your money. So today you will go to a ministry, you will see a budget, they will say Ministry of Education. The budget is 200 billion naira. Now, when you go into the budget and you say, hang on, they say the budget is 400 billion naira. Let me use that so that it's kind of like pretty much like better analysis that way, right? 400 billion naira for education. Now they will say, this is the largest, the biggest education budget in Nigeria by this government. Just to let you know that this government takes education serious. But when you open the budget to take a look at what are they going to spend the 400 billion on, you will realize that 300 billion of that money is to is to pay salaries for ministers, salaries for travel, training, and this or that, empowerment. All the nonsense will go into the pocket of those who have designed the budget. Then you will now see 100 billion for the country of 200 million people. That is what they want to spend on education. They won't still stop. Oh. By the time you scrutinize further, 60 billion of that budget, of that one they said they want to use to develop education, is on fake budget projects inserted by the National Assembly members who are going to come the moment they hear that the money has been released to the ministry. They will come back and say, oh yeah, write me the check. That borehole project in Anuama primary school, Ugeli. They say, what the heck? There's no Anuama in Ugeli. Talk less of having Anuama primary school. 16 million naira to build borehole. 218 million naira to build extra block of classrooms. But there's no school called Anuama in Ugeli. It is inserted. So they will come. Once they hear that the money is there, they will write them the check. Because the person that will write the check, the civil servant that will write the check, will take his own or her own cut. And the money will be offloaded by the politician. Now, what is now left for the whole country? 40 billion naira. That too will be stolen. Maybe they can now say, we have now renovated a brand new borehole for Nsukka University. They will take pictures. Federal government funded project, water project for Nsukka University community, 2022. Commissioned by Honorable Nsukka of the Nsukka Kingdom. You know, they will just put it boldly. Facilitated by Honorable. That's the one they will put in the media and say, on education, we build construct, we build that, we say in all of that. And the people that were supposed to be the beneficiary, you go to those communities, nothing exists. Nothing. And wherever they manage to exist at all, they are completely abandoned. So there's something that gives them that power. You need to take it back from them. So that was on one of their programs in Nigeria today, talking about this. So let's now kind of get into this now. Okay, what is stopping in Nigeria concerning this their protest? Some are saying it's going to be anarchy because they believe that it has to be anarchy to stop you.
Can we persevere through this? Can we, borrow? I want to ask you again, because this is a question that I asked at the beginning. How certain are you that Nigerians are ready? That Nigerians are hungry enough to hit the streets, to have this protest? And who's to say that this protest does not have any form of political colorations to it?
I don't know why people want to keep denying that the reason why people are protesting today is because of the wrong political decisions we have made. Even the people in power today, the APC, they took a template from what is known as protest to power. In 2012, after occupying Nigeria, that was when APC actually came to power, because they took advantage of anger against the regime at that time, entrenched themselves, in the protest movement, and became, a few years later, the ruling party in the country. Everything in Nigeria is political. So why are you trying to deny that it won't be political? Hunger is political. The kind of hunger we are facing. The poverty that is facing Nigeria is political. The insecurity is political. The unemployment in the country is political. The corruption in the country is political. So why is anybody denying that, this is political survival of the Nigerian state that is causing the Nigerian citizens to come to the barricades? So why is anybody afraid to say that it is political? The people we are fighting, the political leaders, everything is politics, and politics is local.
You get that? They will gaslight you. Oh, politicians are going to hijack it. Are those politicians, to even start, are they not Nigerians? Eh? Are the people that the politicians are going to use? Eh? Are they not Nigerians? Is what they want to stand up for, is that legit, or they are just making it up? So that's how they gaslight you, make you feel like it's so bad. You know, people are there. There's going to be some thugs. I have told you. You want them to do something, right? And until they do those things, you are not leaving the barricade. Abby? Good. Then they should do what you want them to do. But they said what you want them to do is impossible. You want us to commit suicide? You want us to be like you? No, we can't. You need to give us time to adjust. So they want you to keep dying while they continue to be in charge of that. So it is political decisions. Yes, political decisions are the reasons why you are in mess. Politicians make political decisions to protect terrorists and jail activists. These are political decisions. When they put up fake rice pyramid in Abuja, and they told you Nigeria is now sustainable in rice and all of that stuff, where are those rice today? Where is that pyramid today? They did all of that to politically hoodwink you, deceive you. Politics is why you are in a mess. Politicians make policies that ruin the economy. They value the currencies, right? They make policies that makes your children unsafe. That makes you unsafe in your own supposed country. This is politics. So why should anybody tell you not to politicize what the problem that originated from politics? Why does it even matter? Does politicizing it invalidate your sufferings? Does saying, yes, I am a politician and I'm hungry too, does that invalidate the economy that continued to go to the gutters? When this guy came in 9 years ago, Nigeria said naira to a dollar was just about 145 naira to a dollar. I can go on and on when it comes to, and this has its own effect. A liter of petroleum was 87 naira. Have you forgotten? A sachet water was 10 naira, I think. A bag of rice, when these guys came in, was 7,500 naira. But they have made you believe that those years were like decades ago. The inflation in Nigeria when these guys came in was just about 7.2% inflation. How about? Unemployment in Nigeria when these guys came in was put just under 13 million. 7.5% it was. Come on. The debt of Nigeria when these guys came in, national debt and international, all the Nigerian national debt was put about $7.5 billion when these guys came in. And 9 years down the road, nobody is asking them to do magic. They are doing the same thing that brought you to this stage. And they are telling you that they are doing something different when you are not blind. You can feel it. You're not asking them to do magic. Now, you have gotten to a stage whereby your children are dropping out of school at a very young age. They're not going to get education. Your children. There are some of you today that are just one sickness away from poverty. One sickness away from poverty. If you fall sick to that point that you need to save your life, then you begin to sell your properties. You begin to spend all the money, your savings, everything you think you have to save yourself. One stroke. What exactly would you say they are doing that you think you can give them time on? Nigeria was generating over 8,000 megawatt electricity when these guys came in, distributing over 5,000. Under them, Nigerian electricity national grid has collapsed 284 times in 9 years. Not only that, terrorists have taken over some of the Nigerian electricity generating stuff, dams. Shiroro is controlled by terrorists, no longer generating or distributing anything. They are bombing the infrastructure, but yet they are getting pardoned. You politicians are making these decisions. This is politics. I told you this before. See, there's something about government. And I don't mean to sort of blaspheme to those of you who are religious. So you can now begin to say, oh, you have been talking since. Don't talk like that. Come on, shake for a while. I'm serious. So, get. I'm not trying to blaspheme, but it is true. Your government, if you understand the role of government in your life, your government is more powerful than your God. And it's real. Your God is patient. Your government is kia. A government can destroy your life with one single policy, destroy your family, destroy everything, and your God will look away. Yes, it won't do anything. That is why they are so important enough that when you allow criminals to be in charge, they can turn your life upside down. Even a billionaire will cry. That is what government is. A government is so powerful that it can ban your religion, and there's nothing you can do. You would have to go into secret. I mean, what do you call it? You'd have to go underground. That's how they are. If they have to kill millions of people, Baba, then they kill tens of millions of people because they don't want them to practice any religion. Go check it out. That won't erase it, but they don't want you where to practice it in public. That's how powerful people will take over power, and you give them that power and you allow them to lord it over you. That's how they are, and that's how careful you must be. That is why tribe, religion, ethnic, and all other nonsense they want you to be so majored in. They are just mere distractions. Because you see, the people who hold and take decisions on your behalf will determine if your children are going to have future or not. They determine the type of education your children will have access to. They determine the type of opportunity you have access to yourself. And as you see it in Nigeria, it is what is playing out. It is what they have made you to normalize. And you have to stop normalizing that. Sure.
I want to ask you again because can we persevere through this? Can we, borrow a leaf from the South Africans who continued for years? Can we borrow a leaf from the Kenyans who we saw persevere even after it looked like the government caved? They continued, and the protests are still on as we speak.
Exactly, and that's what is important. I don't think people should already throw in the gauntlet, or surrender in a protest that hasn't even started at all. It's not going to be bloodier than we are going through. Nigeria is a bloody space already. If you travel on our highways, you are likely to die in a car accident or you die in a protest. If you go to a farm now as a farmer in the northeast and northwestern part of the country, you're not likely to return home than you're likely to return from a protest. So if you go to hospital now, you're likely to be misdiagnosed and die of that misdiagnosis, then you will die of a protest. So why don't you just abandon all your fears and let all of us unite at once, step out and start going in the direction of the Freedom Square, wherever we might find it in the country, and free ourselves and have a new day and, jettison our fear. We've been afraid forever. It is fear that drove majority of us to be going to churches on Sundays, on Mondays, and up to Friday. It is fear that is driving a lot of us to be doing things that we should not be doing. It's fear that made us lose our dignity. It is fear that made our parents not to do what we're doing now. Because had my grandfather protested during his own time, my father protested my burden would have been lessened now.
Did he lie? Did you detect any lie in what he said? So the reason why you have to kind of look out to that is that Showore is in Nigeria. And I believe there are tens of thousands of people who actually reasons like him. It is their right to express that. And it is actually moral thing for you to join them. The only reason why this is not going to work is because a lot of you are still going to be drowning in your fear. But he's right. You know that you could die on that unmotorable road, okay? Then you will die at a protest. You can die inside your own house, where different kinds of criminals that have now emerged from this economic hardship and open display of corruption in Nigeria, they could come into your house